Hello everyone. I wanted to tell you today about the Purge valve for the Ford Escape 2020 with a 1.5 three-cylinder engine in the SE model, and both why you might need to fix this and then how you would go about doing it. I've seen some other videos on YouTube showing how to do this. A lot of them leave out some details or maybe leave out some of the complications that are involved in doing this. So I just wanted to give you some more of those details to let you know how to do this and make it a little easier on you. So please view on. So what is the purge valve? Why might you need to fix it in the first place? So if you get a check engine light on and then you go to say fill up your tank and say normally the car is starting fine, but then after you fill the tank with gas and you try to restart it, it really struggles and clinks and clunks and doesn't want to restart. It's as if the engine is flooded. Well, it's most likely because you've got a bad purge valve. And so in order to fix that, you're going to have to actually change out the purge valve. You'll be able to detect it and be for sure about it after you've actually removed it. Now, the trick of it is how to remove it. So the first thing is you just want to remove your engine cover, which I've put over here, and then that reveals your engine. And the location of the purge valve is really easy to access. It's right here. This is the purge valve. So in order to remove it, there's all of these surrounding hoses and things. And what a lot of the other videos you'll see is they'll remove every single hose to take this entire thing, not just this, but the entire contraption out and then work on it. But all you really need to do is just to be able to remove this. Now, the trick of it is that you have this hose and this hose, and they are welded to the connectors. So you see the connectors, that this is the old one. This is one connector, this is another connector. And they're very hard to get off. So what one of the YouTubers that I saw had suggested is using the heat gun, right? So the heat gun is a good idea. What I found in my experience is it's not as easy to remove it, even using the heat gun, as you might think. So I used the heat gun, I put it on to, it has different settings. I put it onto the low setting. And the reason I did that is because I didn't want the hoses to get warped and damaged. You can see that this one got a little bit warped. It's still okay, but it got a little bit warped because if you put it on too hot for too long, it's going to get really damaged. I found that even after using the heat gun for a few minutes, that it was still very hard to get off. I was eventually able to get this side to remove. This side was just stuck on there as bad as you can imagine, no matter how much I used the heat gun. So eventually, what I did is I took this rusty old cutter, and I just cut through the hose. And you can see on here, this is the remnant of the hose bit. You can see that there's enough extra hose here that you can cut, that much and not really have any problem with reconnecting. So if you use the heat gun and it doesn't loosen the hose from the connectors sufficiently for you to get it off, which was the case for me, I was able to get off one side but not the other. And I said, okay, I don't want to damage the hoses by continuing to expose it to the heat gun anymore. So I was able to get it off one side, and the other side I just clipped it. Now, after I took off the old one, I just connected the new one. And the trick to it is to make sure that the arrow, you see the arrow, is pointing the same direction when you connect it as the old one was. So this arrow on the original piece was pointing this way. And you can see that there's a little area here that it can be connected to. This one doesn't have it, and you can see it's shaped a little bit differently, so that the connection, the electrical connection on this one is over here. On the new one, it's right here. That's okay, they still both work. This is a $10 part. To replace the Ford official Motorcraft part, this is about a $30 part. So if you want to change, if you want to save $20 just to get something that works just as well, it has a different shape, but it does the same job, that's what I would recommend. It's easier. Now, once you've put those connectors in, you just put this electrical connector back where it goes, snap that in. Then you can go back and you can use the heat gun again. And again, I recommend putting it on the low setting. I also recommend using some gloves because it does get really hot. I would recommend getting some better gloves than these ones that have maybe some heat resistance. And then what you can do is once you slip, you can basically warm up this bit of the hose and soften it up so that you can slide it onto the connector easily. Once you've done that, you can use the heat gun and just kind of go around, just kind of do this, down here, down here, down here. And I would hold it up away from the engine, just like up here a little bit so it's away from it. And then that will mold this onto the connector. And then you do the same thing over here. All right? And then once you've done all that, the trick you'll be able to see if this has worked is when you go back and refill your tank again, you should see that it now does not hesitate when you restart it. And that will mean this thing, your fix worked and you're good. And if you got the code reader, you can erase the code, drive the car around, and then that code should not pop up again. And that will show you that you have been successful in your fix. So hopefully this was helpful to you. And if you like it, thumbs up it. If you have any other comments, just put them in the comments. So thank you for watching.